Maxine to me, honestly, it's kind of funny because I wanted that beat to be a Lefty part 2. If any of you know who Lefty, like what Lefty is or have heard Lefty, I basically wanted that song to be like an opus to Lefty.
Never will I take this life for granted. Your mommy and your sister and your granny understand it. Look, I took what was mine, it wasn't handed. Coach Tev, I fucking branded, then I took advantage. Sipped the brandy to that sweet, it's so till like candy. You know that E&J.
Okay, so my name, honestly, Potillo, that is my last name. When people hear my name, they be thinking it's some other person. They don't think it's a black person. So it's just kind of like, oh, this Hispanic guy. And I'll be like, yo, what's good? I'm black. I produce on FL Studio, but I also use Reason and a little bit of Logic. First sound I started with was this sample right here. Where I got the sound from, I got it from this drum kit. Shout out to Frank Dukes, if any of y'all know who Frank Dukes is. But I got this eerie sounding sample from Frank Dukes. And I was like, oh snap, like, it sounded like some Lefty Part 2 type stuff. So what I did was I took my love filter and I put my Potillo effect on it. It's a little sauce. An effect that I created in this filter called Love Filter. And then it made it sound like this. So it kind of like took off the highs but kept the lows. And so after that, I was like, I'm gonna send this to Garrett. I don't know if any of y'all know, he's a rapper out of the East Coast, white guy, really dope. I was gonna send it to Garrett, but then I was like, nah, I gotta send this to Tevin because this is definitely like a Lefty Part 2 type of beat. So next, I was like, I kind of want to switch it up. So I was like, instead of starting with a kick first for the intro, I'm gonna start with a snare. So first, when you first listen to the beat, this is what you hear on the ones. So on the ones, I started with a snare. And then I wanted the kick to be like a thump after the snare, so I added the kick. But I wanted the second kick to be harder than the first kick. So what I did was, I'm not sure if you can see it, but right here at the bottom, you can see I made the first kick super low, and then I made the second kick higher than the first because I wanted the velocity to be higher on the second kick than the first kick. Like I wanted it to kick you in your chest, sort of, kind of. FL Studio is just one of those programs where it's just kind of like a lot of the people who I look up to, they use it. Here's where the real sauce comes in. Now, a lot of you, I know y'all probably hear this sound when it first starts out. It's like a little drum roll. But a lot of people don't know that that drum roll is not a drum roll. Like, I made that drum roll, basically. But I took 3 distinctive sounds, and I played with them literally until I made a drum roll. So I have this sound right here. I have that on the 1. And then here's what I have. Here's the first sound. It's a percussion. Like a small drum roll. And then I had this hat. And then I had this kick. And then together it sounds like this. And then after that, I added this bass. My favorite plugin ever used. I wanted some like hard hitting bass because if you know Potillo beats, you know the unorthodox drums with the hard hitting bass. So I don't know if any of you have heard of Trillion, but that is my go-to plugin for all my bass. Every bass that you hear on every track, it's a Trillion bass. And then just imagine like the sample. Then after that, I just added the drum loop that I made. Tambourine shaking on the 1. So then I just add the snare on the 1. Then you just add the kick. But this is only the intro of the song. One thing about Potillo beats, if y'all didn't know, like I like to keep it super simple. I feel like the complexity of like the music just lies between that balance of like the artist and the producer. Cause I really want, like, you know, a lot of people don't rap nowadays, and I just really want people to come with the flow. So I just kept it real simple. After that, I just put the kicks on the 1s and 1s and 2s, and I'll put the snare on the 3, Oh yeah, I also added a little hi-hat to kind of switch up. And that is how you make the beat to Maxine. Last things last, I just want to give a shout out to Garrett, because this beat could have been yours, but I decided to send it to Tevin. Actually, I wanted it to be a collab between Tevin and Garrett. So that's a fact, but Tevin was like, no, I'm gonna rap this, keep it to myself. But if you actually look at the FLP, it says Garrett.FLP. So it was initially for Garrett. And that's how you make the beat to Maxine.
Hey, look, young night owl, me no sleep. Creep, creep. I say, who got the keys to the Jeep?